Join Princess Elena on her first day as ruler of the kingdom of Avalor. You can read along with me in your book. You'll know it's time to turn the page when you hear this sound. Let's begin now. It was Princess Elena's first full day as Avalor's new leader. Her Jacquin friends Skylar, Luna, and Miggs raced to the palace to greet her. Hearing the Jacquins outside her room, Elena joined them on the balcony and greeted them with a smile.
Well, good morning.
Miggs said he was sorry if they had woken her up.
Woke me up? I barely slept last night. I mean, how are you supposed to sleep the night before you become queen?
Elena then reminded the Jacquins they were invited to the royal ball that night to see her get her crown.
I'll see you tonight.
Like everyone else in the kingdom, the Jacquins were thrilled that the evil Queen Shariki was gone at last. The majesty of Avalor had returned. Skylar jokingly struck a pose, mimicking the Jacquin that was now back on the kingdom's flag. Luna couldn't help laughing, but Miggs just shook his head. Back in her room, Elena was surprised to see Zuzo, the spirit fox, checking up on her.
I thought I couldn't see spirit animals unless a wizard conjured them up.
Maybe when you got out of the amulet, you took some of its magic with you.
Zuzo explained to Elena that she could use her magic to call upon him for an extra helping of spirit advice anytime.
In fact, I'm gonna hit you with some right now. If you don't get downstairs right away, you're gonna be late for breakfast.
At breakfast, Elena's grandfather Francisco had some surprising news for her. Elena would not be crowned Queen of Avalor that night after all. Elena's cousin Esteban was more than happy to explain that she was too young to become queen.
Too young? I was trapped in that amulet for 41 years.
Elena's grandmother Luisa gently explained that because Elena hadn't aged, she was technically still only 16. Francisco stated kindly but firmly that until Elena came of age, she must rule as crown princess with the help of a grand council who would approve all of her decisions. Elena couldn't believe her ears.
I have to get permission to rule?
Francisco explained that ruling a kingdom was not simple, but that one day Elena would gain the wisdom of a great ruler. Elena crossed her arms stubbornly.
But I don't think I need a grand council. I'm ready to rule now.
Elena left the dining room, pausing beside a painting of her parents.
Papa, how will I show them I can be as good a leader as you?
Then Elena looked out the window at Avalor City, gleaming in the sunlight, and an idea struck her.
Of course! Today, I will meet with all the city leaders and make sure they have what they need to restore our kingdom to greatness.
With no time to waste, Elena asked Esteban and Gabe, a royal guard, to take her and her sister Isabel into town. Their first stop was the harbor, where Elena met with Captain Turner, the harbor master.
Is there anything you need to make the port run better?
The captain was just about to reply when his daughter Naomi interrupted.
Another ship's gone missing. It's the third ship that's been stolen today.
3 ships in one day? We better start looking for them right away.
But Esteban insisted that the harbor patrol would handle it. Frustrated, Elena had no choice but to give in to her cousin. Isabel wanted to stay behind and sketch the ships. Gabe offered to watch over her, so Elena continued with her tour of the city. As Isabel was sketching, she noticed something strange.
Why are dogs boarding a ship? Let's go investigate.
Gabe scrambled after her.
Princess!
Hidden behind a barrel on the ship, Gabe and Isabel watched as the dogs flipped in midair and shapeshifted into strange spotted purple creatures. Gabe had never seen anything like it.
What are those things?
I don't know.
Suddenly, the creatures spotted Gabe and Isabel, and before the two of them could even think about running, they found themselves tied up. Meanwhile, in the Via Mercado, Elena tried to keep up as Doña Paloma, the most powerful merchant in Avalor, dictated a list of her many requests. As Elena was taking notes, Naomi ran up to her. She had seen the strange creatures sailing out of the port.
Another ship was stolen, and your sister was on it.
Isabel, I just got Isa back. I can't lose her again. I never should have left the harbor.
Elena spotted her Jackwin friends up in the sky and called for their help.
If I'm gonna rule this kingdom, I can't be afraid of taking on a few thieves.
She turned to Naomi.
Come on, Naomi. You're the only one who knows what the ship looks like.
Naomi gulped. She'd never ridden a Jackwin before. But Elena would not take no for an answer.
You'll be fine.
This is so not fine!
As the Jackwin soared through the sky, Naomi held on to Luna for dear life. Elena frantically searched the ocean below, but there were no ships in sight. Finally, Naomi was able to calm down enough to tell Elena about the ship thieves.
They were these weird purplish creatures. You have any idea what they are?
Elena shook her head.
No, but I know someone who might.
Elena took Naomi to see Matteo, the young wizard in training who had helped her defeat Shiriki. Matteo assured them they had come to the right place, since his grandfather, the royal wizard Alcazar, had written a book about all the magical creatures in Avalor. The book explained that the purple creatures were called noblins. They could transform into dogs and had the power to turn objects to gold. Elena continued reading.
It says the Noblins live deep in the jungle and never stray far from home. That's why we didn't see the ships on the ocean, because they took them up the river.
As Elena burst from Matteo's library, determined to take charge and rescue her sister, Zuzo suddenly appeared. Elena brushed past him.
I'm sorry, Zuzo. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Well, that's actually part of the advice.
But Elena didn't even slow down to listen. Aboard the stolen ship, Gabe noticed that the Noblin leader took a sharp turn at a fork in the river.
Uh-oh. This is not good. The more twists and turns we make, the harder it'll be for anyone to find us.
Isabel thought for a moment.
I have an idea.
Elena and her friends flew upriver into the jungle, searching for signs of the missing ship. Suddenly, Elena spotted something below.
There's something in the water.
Skylar dipped down closer to the river for a better look.
It's a page from Isabel's journal. She must be leaving us a trail.
Elena followed the trail of pages all the way to the ship and jumped aboard. Isabel was overjoyed to see her sister.
Elena! You came for me.
I'm never losing you again.
And with a flash of her sword, Elena freed Isa and Gabe. But they weren't out of danger yet. When the Noblins saw their captives trying to escape, they surrounded the intruders. On impulse, Elena turned and faced the Noblins. Isabel was afraid for her sister.
What are you doing?
Taking back our ship.
Elena stood her ground and addressed the Noblins.
As a future queen of Avalor, I order you to leave this vessel at once.
But the leader of the Noblins was not intimidated by Elena. He declared that he would never let his Noblins be captured again. Then all the feisty little creatures pounced. Elena and her friends were no match for them. The Noblins were just about to throw Elena overboard when she spotted a rope. Elena grabbed the rope and swung to safety. She was just catching her breath when Zuzo appeared once again.
Why are you in such a rush? Did you ever stop and think why the Noblins took the ships in the first place?
Elena looked at her spirit guide.
No, but you're right. I should have. I was so busy trying to prove I could be a great queen, I forgot to act like one.
With new purpose, Elena swung down from the mast and faced the Noblin leader.
I should have asked before, but why are you taking our ships?
Then, Elena listened as he told her about how the evil Shiriki had imprisoned the Noblins in Avalor for many years, forcing them to turn objects into gold. Now that they were finally free, they had stolen the ships only because they needed a way to get back home. Elena felt bad, but now that she knew the truth, she decided to make a royal decree.
You can borrow our ships to take you home, as long as we get them back after.
Overjoyed, the Noblins all clapped and cheered. Thanks to Princess Elena, they were going home at last. That evening at the ball, Elena looked out at her royal subjects and at her family and addressed them.
Today, I set out to prove that I was ready to be Queen of Avalor. And I learned that I have a lot to learn before I become queen.
She took the royal scepter in her hands and continued.
So with that in mind, I am ready to appoint my Grand Council.
Elena chose Luisa for her positive spirit, Francisco for his wisdom, Esteban for his knowledge of the kingdom, and Naomi for her common sense and resolve. Francisco nodded at his granddaughter with pride, for she had acted like a true queen. As the crowd cheered, Zuzo popped in to check on the new crown princess.
Not bad for your first day. But are you ready for day 2?
Elena turned and gave Zuzo a look.
Are you?
Oh, this is gonna be fun.